Hail, Reckoners, and welcome back. Today's indie game is The Last Frontier. This is a very early alpha MMORPG. So what I'm going to talk about has a lot more to do with kind of the atmosphere of the game and the general gameplay, as opposed to details, because a lot of the details are constantly changing. So I guess just right off the bat, just a second, let me check out something over here. Somebody's moving. It's a lot of drones. Basically, the premise is you are a ship, you are a vehicle, a sort of hover tank type thing. Right now, all the hover tanks I have obtained have a machine gun type thing. So you're dropped into this world, and the first thing you have to do is build a garage. So this brings me into the first, the thing that I think needs the most focus and attention in terms of development right now is the interface. So right now I'm using WASD to move and my mouse to look around. But to build a garage, I hit B or escape to open the menu, and now I can no longer my mouse it still looks around. So I have to take my hand off the mouse, reach over to the arrow keys, I can move around. And so we have base construction, and that opens up this. So we go back to the mouse, and we can drag this building around. The circle, obviously you can't have things overlapping circles. This is to enforce spacing. If you'll notice, in the bottom center of the screen, I still have my ship. My ship is actually moving through space right now, like it can't clip through buildings. So it can make placing things really weird. Basically, you place your garage, and the only purpose a garage has is it has a really big circle in which you can now build other buildings. So once you build your garage, the other two important things are your credit storage and your Exidium storage. These basically are how you gather resources, and then these storage things send them up into space. If you look in the top right-hand corner of the screen, that first symbol, like the circle with the three lines cut out of it, that's my current credits. The double triangles are my Exidium, and the hexagon I just kind of unlocked. It's Atomite, or is it neutrinos? I don't remember which. I haven't obtained any yet, so it's not really on my radar. All of these things around you are just things that passively create resources. The blue ones create credits, the purple ones create Exidium. I have a couple drones. These guys, basically, their only job is to go to the harvesters, get the credits they've created, come back here, send them up into space. I've got about 2 of each. You do build defenses, so like I have like a crappy little laser turret over here. I have a less crappy missile turret over here. And, one more important thing. This is an interface thing that I see asked every day I'm playing. Somebody's always curious about this, is how do you delete items? Like, once you build a thing, how do you get rid of it? You hit M to open up the map, which is useful in its own right. Holy crap. Yesterday when I logged in, this was not built up at all. Somebody has been building things. Neutrino harvesters. Some high-level person has been building things. That's fascinating. So you can see, these are all my things. You can select them. These are little drones, and you can delete them by clicking delete twice. This is also the easiest way to link drones to your ship. Right now the drones are linked to just random buildings, so they have an area of operation. This big repair drone is linked to me, which means it'll follow me around and do stuff. I just have a healing drone right now. There's a lot of different kinds of drones. Actually, let's talk about kinds of drones. The drones I currently have are the resource transport drones, repair drone, bigger repair drone, plasma drone, which is your basic like gun drone, bigger gun drone, cannon drone, which is an AoE drone, and then you have all these utility drones. I forgot to mention the maintenance drone. The maintenance drone is very important. You basically just need one for your entire base, and it clears like corruption from accruing. It takes about a week for corruption to accrue unless a player uses their maintenance drone to force corruption on your building. And basically what corruption does is if your building's destroyed, normally it automatically rebuilds itself Corruption will cause it to make it so it doesn't rebuild itself. So the only downside to having a building destroyed if it doesn't have corruption on it is it's not performing its function. So this game right now is all about PvP. If I go in and destroy somebody's base, these resource gatherers will drop however many resources they have in them. These storage silos will drop 10% of the number I have. So if I destroyed, somebody had a credit storage exactly like mine, and I destroyed it, it would drop, can do quick math, 93,000 credits. The rest is in space. That's just how the fluff works. Right now, I'm in a thing called a town hall. So this big golden ring, that's the area of Lascaux Town Hall. If anybody wants to attack any of the bases inside this, they have to declare war on the town hall, which requires a reasonable number of resources. So you have to be confident that you can destroy the buildings in the town hall, and that it will give you more resources than you spent to take it. Now that Mebard has set up base here, I'm feeling pretty dang safe. He's got a level 11 missile turrets. Yeah, I mean, we're safe. Although it's weird that he would build here, because this is actually a noob town hall. It's like an NPC, I think NPC controlled town hall. Let me see, look in the sky. Where's the center of the town hall? Exidium Core, there it is. Lascaux Town Hall. You can see tax 30%. That means that I'm basically operating at 70% efficiency, because 30% of the things I create just disappear. They go to the town hall owner, but if it's NPC, they disappear. There are town halls all around, and they have that, you can't see it from the map, but they have much less. They've got like 1% or 5% tax rates. So I was considering moving. I actually built a garage in Oberon, but like, I've been keeping an eye on these, and they regularly get sacked. Like, high-level players regularly come along and just wipe them clean. And maybe the lack of tax, it would still be worthwhile. I don't know. I haven't done the math. I'm for the time being, I'm perfectly content to sit in my noob town hall and not get attacked. Although now I'm making a video about it, which means people are almost certainly going to go out of their ways to wreck my skis. So let's show you what the gameplay itself is actually like. We'll go out into the world risking attack. There's only like 40 to 50 players online at any given time, and most of them are the high-level players, so they're not really anywhere near this. They're out in the wilderness gathering high-end resources. So I've never actually been killed by a player. Maybe it'll happen on camera. That would be fantastic. So basically the goal is, at first, you kind of just fly around, and these are just plants. They're not gonna... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where is it going? Oh god, I'm getting shot by some high-level NPC. I'm doing so well. Shields up. Okay, I didn't get my shield up in time. But I did have an emergency repair, which got consumed, so that's too bad. My drone's still alive. What is going on? So I did notice we're in a purple circle, and apparently there's neutrinos here now. It means there's high-level things going on. Level 9, it's high-level scary things. Things have changed since I last logged in, and I'm not comfortable with it. So you can see my health going up from the repair. Basically, the things that affect your power, in the top left corner, kind of behind my face, like right by my camera, you see a 35. I'm currently level 35. That bar to the right is my experience. Your level doesn't mean a whole lot. You get experience from killing things, you get experience from building things and researching things. The only point... I'm gonna go back to my base to talk about this a little more. The only point to level that I'm aware of is when you go to the garage, I hit G to go to the garage, is you can buy new vehicles, and the vehicles have minimum level requirements. Now, higher level requirement vehicles aren't strictly better than their predecessors. They have certain roles. So right now, I'm in this guy, because it has the strongest gun. And a good offense is a good defense when you're attacking NPC bases, a lot of the time. But But the next one is a support vehicle, so I'm probably not going to buy it because I kind of play solo. I don't have anything to support. The next one's a sniper vehicle, which sounds really cool. I'll probably pick it up just to mess around with it and see how it is. Its HP is pretty low though. You'll notice I also have equipment in my parts, which you get those like by defeating animals. They can drop body parts, and you can use those to craft bits. So the thing that I think more accurately reflects your power level isn't so much your character level, it's your garage level. The level of your garage determines, it's basically your tech tree. As your garage levels up, you have access to more things, like more new drones, new buildings, etc., etc. So let me pull up the level up units menu. Here you level everything up. I'm going to actually reach over real quick to the browser, because the browser, they have a browser interface, which has it's way nicer. Like, the in-game interface is so terrible that it's, unless you're actively grinding, doing everything else from this website browser is just leagues easier. So this is the account page. You can see all my resources I'm gathering. Credits are a thing that drop in the wild. I assume you can buy them for money as well. I assume it's going to be a more regular thing when the game releases. This is the going rate of credits to various resources. They're super, super nice. You can also use credits to speed up, like something will build instantly, something will research instantly. So they're cool. Also, they have a pretty decent drop rate out in the wild. So I don't feel like it's abusive at all to make that a microtransaction type thing. But here I can just click on things and I can see all the prices up front, as opposed to, let's go back to the game one. The game one, I can click on one and it'll show me a price, and it'll show me the effect. The website page won't show me the effect, so that's one trade-off. Also, I hadn't realized if I don't select anything, it will tell me how long my storage is full. That's new. I don't know anywhere else to get this information. The resources per hour. That's super, super good to know. Because until just this moment, I had no idea what my per thing was. There's drones, you can upgrade drones. Upgrade takes real time. So like if I upgrade this, it'll take, to level 2, it'll probably take like a couple minutes. But if I upgrade something high level, this will probably take to level 8. I think it would take over 2 hours. But you can speed that up for like 40 credits or so, just to make up a number. Yeah, I had something else to say with the interface. Oh yes, the interface. So, another annoying thing is I have these things, which people who know how to play the game are probably laughing at me for having these things, but these are fertilizers. So these Exidium harvesters are as efficient as, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, there's ground Exidium, 5 out of 51. That means that they're at like basically 1/10 of their potential. Now I have these fertilizers which are increasing the fertility of the ground, that number. It would be lower than 5 if I didn't have these, I assume. I'm still a bit of a noob. I'm level 35. There's obviously level 105 people going around. Level 80 is what it looks like when the game really takes off, because then you have access to like more class-based ship type stuff. So I'm still definitely a noob. But so it's normally, to interface this, I have to go B, and I go to unit control. Nope, I go to unit. There's unit management and unit control. Unit management, I would say, refill unit with resources, because this thing runs on credits. Basically, it fertilizes the ground with money. But from the web browser interface, this is a single button I can click, and it's way nicer. So also this interface is really busy. So we have unit management, which is for orders, I guess. We have a level up, which takes us to that previous unit. We have unit control, which is used to issue commands to drones. We have resource transaction, which is where you go to buy, to turn credits into resources. Or no, sorry, it's where you can deposit and withdraw. So like if I went out in the wild and I had acquired resources, I'd have to drive up to first the Exidium storage and deposit, and then drive up to the credit and deposit, which is annoying. There's no way around that, I don't think. Unlike the buy currency menu, which is where you turn credits into resources. That one is definitely easier in the browser. The inventory menu is new. These are all the animal bits I have, so I can try and craft some or upgrade parts to my vehicle. Everything you do, everything you upgrade, all the resources, if my ship blew up, they'd come back. So once I upgrade an Exidium Harvester, all of them are at that level, and any new ones I build are also at that level, even if they're destroyed. The only thing that's different is vehicle upgrades are specific to that vehicle. If that vehicle's destroyed, it still has the upgrades. But if you get a new vehicle, it doesn't have increased, say, weapons, for example. And I'm not sure why upgrading the weapon abilities are two different menus. Teleport, you instantly teleport to any of your garages, but your drones stay behind. That's very important to know. What's the extras menu? Oh, right, these are boosters. These are, you can buy with credits. Class is something I haven't messed around with yet because I'm level 80, and these are just kind of random things. So, I believe that's everything. That was quite the text dump without a lot going on. So let's make something go on. Hopefully I don't get my butt kicked. I mean, it's level 9 plants. I'm basically back to noobish square one, where I'm afraid of anything. What is that? A level 11 neutrino stinger. Damage 10,500. That is very high damage. I am used to fighting things that have damage less than 1,000. So that's friggin' scary. Let's look at the map. What is blowing up? Did I kite it back into my base? Oh god, I did. I don't know if my turrets can handle it even. It's got so much HP. Okay, my laser turrets are going nuts. Missiles are hitting it. It's attacking. Fires the motor! Fires the main gun! And we have done it. Okay. Oh god, but we almost didn't do it. We got neutrinos. Wunderbar. You've discovered neutrinos. This resource allows you to build some of the most powerful buildings and drones. Neutrinos may be collected by harvesters placed under the neutrino cloud. So I'm going to assume, and I think fairly confidently, that this giant purple disc is a neutrino cloud. And I'm assuming also that it moves around. So only for a limited time could I harvest neutrinos. However, I don't know what to do with neutrinos. They just gave me 5,000 neutrinos. Do I have to build a neutrino storage? Is that a thing? Neutrino storage. It is a thing. It takes up 1 slot. So your garage requires garage level 12. I don't have garage level 12, so I have resources in my ship that I cannot deposit into anything. That's very bizarre. I almost would think it'd be a good idea to make it so the neutrino field can't even pass over newbie area. Huh. So yeah, actually it's an important thing with the garage I forgot to mention. In the top left block of numbers, the rightmost thing, that 79 out of 80, the garage determines the 80, and every single thing, buildings, drones, everything, takes up slots. So I'm kind of maxed out on buildings, which is why I don't have a lot of drones with me. I haven't had a lot of luck with drones. People will compare this game to an RTS because a lot of your damage comes from your NPC drone followers. I don't think an RTS is very accurate though, because at this time in the game, there's not a lot of you're not really issuing commands to different drones. It's kind of like the drones are following you in a cloud. You maybe have them set up in certain ways, like long range, short range, passive, aggressive, whatever. But for the most part, the AI is kind of just controlling them on their own while you drive around. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe the advanced players do a lot more with it. But in my experience, if I have a couple of drones with me and I attack an NPC base, they pull aggro somehow. I'm not sure how aggro works. And die, which isn't terrible at all because they're not expensive. But I can take bases out pretty much just as easily on my own. So having to rebuild drones takes time and it cuts into my overhead on resources. So that's why I only use the healing drones, because they don't seem to draw aggro and they're nice. So let's go to the other side. Hopefully there's not any NPC monsters. So these plants, these Kogots, these normally drop just regular boring old credits, but now they're dropping neutrinos. And I'm not gonna bother killing them because the neutrinos are just gonna sit in my ship. I can't get rid of them. And basically if my ship dies, I drop all the things in it. In the bottom middle, those left 3, obviously, those are the resources I have on my ship. So that's an NPC base right now. On the map in the bottom right, you can see that pink bubble is the range of its guns. So we're gonna skirt around that. I'm basically looking for bases that have 2 or less towers. Like this one up ahead. This one's only got 2 towers. It's level 4. It's really low level. So it's not gonna be a challenge at all. Oh wait, what's this pink bar? Is red ring? Oh, that's the turret. Sometimes there can be creatures with like attacks and range, and it really messes with your DPS. Boom! So we have an interesting decision to make in combat. So you'll notice my gun goes down as I hold down left click and fire it. Oh crap, that's exactly what I was afraid of. Plasma drones. So it goes down. If it hits max, it like overheats for a while. It comes back pretty fast. When it's full, we can right click for a mortar, or we can hit C for a shield that lasts, on this ship, the shield lasts 3 seconds. So I usually find the mortar to be much more beneficial because it removes a gun, essentially. Like by killing things, you reduce the enemy damage. I'm sure the shield has its uses, absolutely, but so far, I don't think it's really worthwhile at all. Maybe if I upgraded the duration longer, or maybe if it didn't compete with the grenade. I mean, the decision between offensive and defensive is really cool, but so far it's not much of a choice to get made. Maybe if the cooldown of the thing was shorter but weaker, I could make more decisions more frequently. That would be kind of cooler. I don't know. It'd be interesting. So as you can see, the animations are really rough right now. That's fine though. I mean, early access, we're not really going to be judging it on aesthetics. We are definitely going to be going for those tokens though, because 10 tokens can be exchanged for a lot of stuff. It can be exchanged for 10 tokens can be like 100,000 credits, 10,000 Exidium, 1,000 Adamine, or 10 neutrinos, or the other way around. I'm not sure, but the point is, 10 tokens is a great boon, and it instantly goes into your account. You don't need to bring it back to anything, so super, super nice. The ease with which I destroy these two... This is 2, yeah. The ease with which I destroy these 2 tower bases definitely implies to me I should be moving on to better things, but I haven't found any middle ground yet. Things either pop me really, really easily, or are like this, where I'm kind of an invincible god, even without having a lot of drones behind me. So I need to figure out what to do and how to do it. In the bottom left, you'll see just like a chat. There's one global chat. You can actually chat in it from the web browser, so you don't even have to be logged in to talk. The global chat, with 40 to 50 people online, and you know, half of those people being like on the leaderboards, they're generally pretty helpful. If you ask a specific mechanic question, you will get an answer most of the time. I see people answering all the time. There's also usually a dev in chat. The one downside to the chat, and this is, I think, because it's just one global chat for the entire game, is a least common denominator problem. Every day that I've been in chat, there's been drama, there's been salty tears, there's been really, really sexist mockery. Like, multiple times I've seen people complaining about, when Last Frontier goes on Steam, the average IQ is gonna drop. And it's like, what are you comparing it to? Like, the comments I'm seeing currently are just, they're not as vitriolic as a League of Legends player, but they're just generally worse from like an ignorant, vaguely offensive, trying to get a reaction standpoint. So I try not to pay attention to chat too much, but if you have a specific question, it's definitely good to know. Especially if you're starting out, pay attention to what questions people are asking, etc. So the red line, I used to think it meant the thing would attack me. So we're going to go by these Ankies. Oh, there's only 2 small Ankies. Oh wait, there's a big level 4 Anki. So I'm not really sure how things work. Because level 3 Ankies, I can usually kill really easily. But level 4 Ankies kill me really fast. And that's kind of one of the problems with this game, is I can't hit tab to bring up an information, like a combat log. But a lot of the time I die, I just kind of die. So notice also I'm being pretty stationary when I fight. That's because my gun's not very accurate. However, I have a strong suspicion that I'm playing the game wrong. I feel like moving, like speed tanking, is a component. I don't know that it actually is, but because if speed tanking is not a component, then it's really just a numbers game. It's like, I have drones that do this, you have drones that do that. That's I have to be accurate with my gun, but other than that, there's not really any skill involved. And I don't think that's the case. I think there is skill involved. I just haven't found where it is yet. Oh god, what's shooting at us? Turrets? Oh, it's only 2 turrets. We can ignore them for a second. I just gotta get these tokens. Oh, there are drones too? No. The drones... Why? It's my drone. What is he doing? And actually, that's a good example of this game. I haven't really had too much trouble with the drones so far, but any game where I have to rely on AI to do the bulk of the work for me, which is why I don't right now, but I feel like late game, I'm gonna have to rely on the AI a lot more. I'm not super comfortable with that. I'm really nervous about, like right now, if I was in something dire and needed that healing drone now, I'd just be hosed. I'd be screwed, so I don't know. Fortunately, there's that. Oh god. Okay, these, I thought they were Ankies. No, these are Shemouths. They're really, really easy. They're what I cut my teeth on when I was first playing the game to level up and get resources and whatnot. I don't actually think there's any need to buy multiple ships right now. I think it's almost better just to upgrade the starting ship a bunch until you hit like level a higher level. I'm not sure what level exactly. I buy the ships anyway because they're different and new and they're not that expensive, but strategically, I don't know that I'd recommend it. Are you figuring it out yet, drone? You dumb... Oh, god dang it, drone. It's only level 1. I need to upgrade that drone. The trouble is, Exidium is something that I harvest very, very slowly. Partially because the ground iridium... See, right now it's full. The ground iridium inside my town hall is terrible, and there's the tax. Exidium is the resource in most demand, I would say. You use credits to build buildings and upgrade buildings, but you use Exidium for everything else. You use it to build drones, upgrade certain buildings, and it's in the same numbers as credits. Luckily, beating up bases pays out pretty well. So like I've already farmed roughly 50,000 Exidium, and that's close to how much I gain passively in an hour. So farming definitely pays. The trouble for me is it's right now at this early access game without a lot of features, it gets tedious pretty fast. Because like I said, I haven't found the thing that's challenging yet. I find things that are too challenging, and I found things that are too easy. I haven't found that sweet spot. Like, I'd love to attack this, but like, there's bases which have 2 towers, which are like level 5, and then we come across this base, which has level 9 towers, and it has... Jesus. 12 of them. And it's guarding, like, these things, the harvesters inside of them, 23,000 Exidium. Like, I can only hold not even 4 full of those. So, like, if I even took out that base, I wouldn't even be able to bring everything back with me. So they're clearly designed for higher level vehicles. But I don't know what they're doing here mixed in with these low level bases, which are super easy. Like, I need bases with, like, 5 turrets or something. I don't know. I fully expect that will be a thing that's ironed out eventually in the game. This game has patches multiple times per week, tweaking the UI, tweaking all sorts of things. So it's really, really exciting to be part of it and watch it. Unfortunately, because of that passive resource gain system, I don't actually have to play with an aspect of the game that I don't like. Unless I'm like chomping at the bit to reach endgame, which I'm not in an alpha. Like, why would I want to play all the way through a game before it's done? Like, unless I wanted to replay through it later, I can't do that though. So I'm just slowly moseying my way, creeping up on power. Eventually, I'd like to find a group of people, go and move into their town hall out in the middle of nowhere, and build a base. So I think that brings you guys up to speed on The Last Frontier. I will definitely be doing more content as major things get pushed out. I don't think the development cycle is super rapid in terms of things that'll be noteworthy for an entire video, but I will be playing this game, or at least, this game will be occupying part of my mind for a great while yet. So expect to see more of it eventually. I will put a link in the description below to... You can sign up for an alpha key, and I think they just give them out. I don't think there's really any screening process to it, but I don't know for sure. So if you want to play this game for yourself, there'll be a link in the description below. And if you name me as your sponsor, we'll both get 500 credits, which is a mind-boggling sum for someone as low level as I. So I'm going to return to base and drop these resources off and cut the episode here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of this game, if you have any specific questions or want to see me try to do something specific, please leave a comment below, and I will try to make that happen. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Signature catchphrase.